Blessed is von Valancius' bloodline!
That's a touch loud. That's a touch loud. Let's tone down the voice volume by about 20%.
What advice do you seek?
That's a bit better. Welcome back, everybody. We're playing a little bit of...
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Playing a little bit of not Final Fantasy today. We're playing Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Continuing our adventure as the noble Adeptus Arbites Cassandra, who at present is armed with a lasgun and some armor. We are accompanied, of course, by our stalwart, ever-present companion and bodyguard, the aged naval officer Abelard. And a little Voxgull, but he's not really part of the group. He's just kind of here. I actually want to... I do want this formation, but for now, I want to be in the back with Abelard at the fore.
Know your duty!
Because Abelard is melee.
I hear it, here, on the threshold of the blinded guide. Doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abela, how they sing.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
So, for those uninitiated, the warp is a parallel universe, essentially, made up of the dreams and fantasies and cast-off energies of all living things, twisted and corrupted by millions of years of eternal conflict. It's essentially hell, and it is also where all psychics draw their powers from. It's these wibbly purples in the air that you see are a manifestation of the warp leaking into the ship, because we are currently inside the warp, because that's how ships do faster than light travel in the 41st millennia. They dip into hell, travel for months at a time, and then pop back out. And if they've got good navigation, they pop out where they're supposed to, when they're supposed to.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
That is very true. Let's see how the Navigator's doing.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Alright, we are now joined by...
Did I mention that my whispers tell me jokes? Jokes that, once said aloud, make your eyes bleed and blood curdle. Talk about black comedy.
We're now joined by Idira Tlass. Level 2, she is an unsanctioned psyker, which means, mechanically, she's slightly more powerful of a psyker than she should be at this level, and narratively, it means that, by all rights, someone should have thrown her out an airlock ages ago, but that's neither here nor there. She comes with 3 abilities. She can analyze enemies. She can analyze enemies to stack up exploits on them. When she hits an enemy with exploits, she does bonus damage based on the number of exploits they have. She has Forewarning, which allows her to give a dodge and parry bonus to one ally for the rest of the fight. And she has Psychic Shriek, which allows her to scream at people so hard their heads explode. And she is an Operative, which is this game's equivalent of a Rogue. You can kind of build them as like a melee sort of build if you want, but they do have quite a few abilities that favor more of a sniper approach. Honestly, you could build them melee, but it's difficult and not as good as building them as a sniper. Especially because you're more likely to get multiple attacks in a melee build, and they don't really do much with multiple attacks. Like, most of their stuff involves hitting once for a really big hit, and then that's kind of all they do. Which is, you know, how rogues work in modern tabletop games usually. Or you can focus more on her psychic abilities, which can involve boosting either her ability to buff your allies or debilitate your enemies. Because she does have... These are talents. Where's abilities? Where's an abilities tab? Oh. Which one of these? Here we go. Yeah. So if you go down her divination tree, she gets greater and greater abilities to manipulate how your characters are affected. And if you go down her telepathy tree, she can increase her ability to like deal large amounts of damage to groups of people, or even take over people's minds and such. Or, if you don't like those two, you can even branch out into a third power set for her. Which isn't a great, which I wouldn't say is a great plan, but it's a thing you can do. Anyways, so now we've got our 3 members. Yeah, Adira can go right there. Adira's starting equipment is an armored body glove, which gives her a little bit of damage reduction, a las pistol, and a psychic staff, which gives her a lightning arc, which does some damage, 4 to 8. It's staff power level times psi rating plus willpower bonus. Yeah, so it's actually like a specific amount of damage. That would be for her, since this is a power level 6, so that is 6 times 1, so 6 plus... It does 12 damage. It does 12 damage to up to 4 targets in a 3-cell radius. It's actually pretty good. Not great as far as...
let the faith guide my path
as far as psychic staves go, but pretty good. Alright, looks like we got some more heretic rebels shooting up the place.
I am but a faithful herald of the righteous wrath.
So we're gonna put...
You'll make a suitable sacrifice.
We'll put Abelard there. We'll take the right flank. Adira will take the left flank. And here's what we're gonna do. We're quite literally just gonna have Abelard charge straight in, strike, hit him again, and then brace for impact, which is gonna give him some deflection. So that's his turn. Adira is going to... We're going to forewarn Abelard, which is going to give him dodge and parry up. And then we're just going to zap these guys to death. That did 16 damage. Why did that do... Ah, right. Her analysis. So, exploits. Each exploit, or the first exploit, gives 5 times perception bonus damage, which for her, I believe, is... Yeah, so 5 times 4 damage. Percentage damage, and then each additional exploit gives an extra 10% on top of that. So that's where that extra damage came from. Because it's 12, and then she had, I guess, 2 exploits on the enemy, and then they didn't have any armor, so... Yeah.
Out of my way. I took care of this one.
He tries to run. Abelard cuts him down. I take a shot because for some reason, okay, so we're gonna move to here. We're just gonna shoot you.
Another step towards our ultimate victory.
We're gonna move to here. We're gonna shoot
Actions
you.
will speak louder than words.
We're gonna miss. That's fine. Abelard, would you kill this guy for me?
Ha-ha! Reduced to dust!
Easy as pie. The creature in the chair appears as if it has become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits the two dark, gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes, as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead.
I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Give Abelard a pointed look.
Master Vespider.
Your time is short.
Our time is short to do what?
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Something tells me Master Vespides is not feeling very good.
Ah! It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Idira's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
Sorry about that. Just had to check on something in the kitchen.
Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
Who torments you?
The Edge. Kneel before the ascent of a new champion. When the rite is complete, this shell will burst, and thousands of Moors will accept the sacrifice offered to the Edge of Daybreak by the Bringer of Twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods.
Each word rings through your head like the tolling of a bell, as if countless voices have joined in, screaming into your ears. For a moment you lose your bearings. This unholy chorus must be trying to confound you with sounds not meant for this world. Any idea what that was supposed to mean?
A rite. A sacrifice offered. Oh, My heart tells me that Kunrad was not deterred by his defeat in the warrant chamber.
What? Kunrad betrayed Lady Theodora? But how is that? How? He was as loyal as a dog. And I didn't hear a thing, I swear.
The footfalls of the bringer of twilight are veiled by the will of his masters. Tear out your eyes. She who is to become the champion's servant, for you need them no longer.
I want to help you. Tell me how.
Wrong. The sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Hold on. And wait for the signal from the master helmsman. Then I will commence the translation. So, run.
The navigator is still alive, Abelard, but barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the master helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidas, good luck. And thank you.
The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids, and the vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. Yeah, something tells me Vespidas is having almost as bad a day as we are. Almost. Alright, so this is the exact same psychic staff that she's currently using, I believe. Yeah, so all of this can just go straight into storage. That's actually how this game handles loot. So you have functionally infinite space to carry things. In this section, your inventory is where things that you can actively use live. And then there's also the cargo tab. And this is where your loot lives. Because you are, as a rogue trader, already unimaginably wealthy. So things like money, individual dilladollars are not a useful measurement for us. Instead, what we do is we collect up, say, a pallet of ranged weaponry. And once we have a pallet of ranged weaponry, we can take it to a trader and give it to them for reputation. And then the higher our reputation is with them, the rarer and more powerful equipment they're willing to just let us take. There is a function for, like, how wealthy we are. We can't see it, I don't think, yet, because we're not technically in charge of the ship, but there is a thing called profit factor. And what that is essentially just a rating that determines how wealthy your overall dynasty is. You don't really spend it very often. Instead, it's more like it's a limiter. You know, if someone has
the divine watches over us.
If a trader has items that are valued at 15 profit factor, we can take those items for free if we have 15 profit factor ourselves. But if we don't have 15 profit factor, we can't take them at all. We earn profit factor by doing things like completing certain missions or finding rare deposits of materials on distant, uncharted planets and such.
The ship's as good as ours! It's all over for you!
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these...
Shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
Told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my Emperor.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment it seems she is not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
Cassandra von Valancius, heir to the Lord Captain.
The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation. So I suggest we all do just that.
I am a member of the Adeptus Arbites, sister. You can be sure that I am no traitor. The law has arrived.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
Oh, we passed an incredibly easy Lore Imperium check. I might have to check the difficulty, because that feels easier than it should be. What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader's ship? Your orders serve the ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation, under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Who are these people with you?
Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lady. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments, but we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
What is happening on the officer's deck?
Massacre, my lady. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lady, be on your guard.
We must get to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
Excellent.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
So a techno, it's not going to let me highlight it for some reason. A technomat is someone who knows kind of how to fix generators and engines and general technology, but doesn't actually understand what they're doing. It's less an understanding of the mechanics and more rote memorization and ritualization.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Alright, we are now officially joined by Sister Argenta, who begins the game with medium armor and a unique bolt rifle, or a unique bolt gun, Unfading Valor. I'm gonna leave this here. Anybody who wants to read it can. Okay. It has slightly less, I think it's like slightly less damage and armor pen compared to a normal bolter, but it has a higher rate of fire. So overall, it does more damage. She is a soldier. She is a soldier with the unique Sister of Battle background, which gives her Furious Recital, which grants the team momentum based on her willpower, and also additional momentum based on how many people are nearby her, how many enemies are nearby her, and how many enemies she has hit on the turn when she activates it. Very useful. She also has run and gun like we do, because we are also a soldier. But we intend to specialize into very different paths of soldiery. I intend to kind of focus on AoE damage with shotguns for my build, whereas Argenta is going to be focusing on rapid fire combat. Our ultimate goal is to put a heavy bolter in her hands so that she may wash the world away under a hail of gunfire. She's gonna go here. Alright, we get our slightly upgraded lasgun. So we're actually not going to use this. We're going to pass this over to Idira. And then we're going to send this to cargo. And I'll be right back one more time, folks. I'm back. Hello. Alright. Make sure we've collected everything. Basically, whenever we loot and stuff's in
With
the
each step,
gets
I
auto
forge my destiny among the stars.
Gets auto placed in the cargo category. It's basically just telling you that it's not useful loot. Alright. So, we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to put Argenta here, Idira here, Abelard kind of as far forward as he can go, and then we will cover this flank with Argenta.
The Emperor gave me a vision!
Out of my way! Ah!
Just a minor setback.
Alright. So we're just gonna burst fire there. Take those two out super easy.
Rejoice in service!
We're gonna move to here. Just gonna try and shoot that guy.
The Emperor commands.
Missed. That's fine. That's how it goes sometimes. Can't hit every shot.
Death to non-believers! Your blood will flow!
Alright, and then Idira's, Argenta's up. So here's the thing. There's actually... Normally, what I would do is I would run her to, like, here, and then shoot these guys, and then pop Furious Recital for a bunch of momentum, which I'm gonna do anyways. But know that this is not the optimal play here. Yeah, we'll just shoot down that path. Burst fire. And then run and gun to do it again.
Each strike is a prayer.
Alright, and that's gonna trigger more people to show up. And then we hit this.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
And it gives us not quite as much as I was hoping it would give. I guess to be fair, yeah, he's outside the radius, and they're dead. And shooting them multiple times doesn't actually count. So, yeah, no, that's about how much I expected to get, actually. But that's Argenta's turn. I'm not super worried about momentum, though, because we don't have any way to use it at present, because we don't have our ultimate abilities yet.
Death to the weak!
But we'll get them, eventually. So, Abelard here is going to simply okay, so here's what we're going to brace for impact. We are going to hit this guy, and then we are going to charge this guy. Alright. And then it is Idira's turn. Idira, now that she has a gun, if I were to move her to here, and then I were to aim at this gentleman here, no, there's no way I could get a collateral. If I could move to here, hit this guy. You know, I might just zappy thing them. Alright, and then give yourself the dodge bonus. Because you're kind of just standing there out in the open.
Chaos guides me.
Alright.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps.
Gonna shoot that guy once. Hydration, great. I do need to get more water. So this guy right here, kind of a problem. Kind of a problem. We're honestly,
guided by faith.
We'll eat the attack of opportunity because it's not going to do much, and then just and then miss is what we'll do. Go ahead and reload. You don't have to reload very often, well, unless you're rapid firing all the time. But we don't have anything else to do on that turn. Abelard, I need you to deal with this situation, my friend. Kill them with a, so that's his second attack with his sword is Cleave. It does the same damage in Armor Pen, but it hits up to 3 squares instead of just 1 at the cost of an extra action point. And then run that guy down. Abelard, the fucking dog of war that you are. And then this guy, honestly, not super worried about him. Can we just zappy thing him?
Will do. Oh, what an unfortunate turn of fate.
Alright, and then go ahead and give the dodge bonus to Argenta. And she can just hand out that dodge bonus to one person every turn until everybody has it. There's no, like, concentration mechanics or anything. Instead, there's the Veil Degradation. As you use powers, this little bar fills up, and once it gets past this notch, the chances of her powers fucking up when you cast them doubles. Oh, yep, see, and there we go, we dodged. Alright, we're actually just going to... We're gonna pop Run and Gun now, and then just hose this guy with laser fire.
Let this be the warning to all who oppose us!
And then we don't have line of sight on that guy, so... Thankfully, she has a pistol, and you can use pistols in melee, so...
I'll do it.
Fucking get out of my face. Alright, I have to go refill my water and check something in the kitchen. One last time. Alright, I'm back. Dinner is cooked. I returned. Oh, time to do the post-battle looting. Collecting up all their weapons and such. And also going through and ransacking my own ship for illicit goods and such.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Oh, so those are multi-keys and machine right sets. These are essentially items you can use to re-roll lock-picking attempts. Multi-keys are for doors. Machine right sets are for computers.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Speaking of re-rolling things, I need to check my difficulty options. Because skill test modifier, yeah, everything is set to standard daring. So we do have an extra 20% increase to our skill tests, which makes them slightly easier than if we were on hard mode. I guess that one skill test was just really easy. Just go ahead and crack that bad boy open with your logic skill. And then got some anointed purity seal wax bottles, catechisms of St. Drusus, servo skull anti-gravitic impellers, and one plasty crystal core. Got some weird alien shit. Alright, and then melta charges and operator's gloves. So melta charges let you blow holes open in certain objects. They can let you unlock doors if you don't have anyone who's got good logic or tech use. They can let you unlock chests at the risk of damaging the items inside. Operator's gloves give you a bonus to tech use. Not a big one, but it's something. We're not going to wear this, but we are going to hold on to it for a character we will meet down the road.
Know your duty.
So, here we have the different options. So we could straight tech use the door. We could use a multi-key, which isn't worth doing unless you fuck up your first tech use. Or we could get a demo charge out and just pop the door open. And then we restore the power supply. Which lets us open the next door. It is important to note that I'm pretty sure the demolition test doesn't actually get us any XP, whereas the tech use tests do. So, unless demolition is our only option, we do kind of want to aim for any other choice first. So, tech use. And here we've got our first shotgun, which as a member of the Arbites is kind of what we specialize in. We have the Swift Justice effect, which is enemies attacked by us or our familiar after we get one become tagged with Swift Justice until the start of our next turn, which makes them take more damage from shotgun attacks. We have Fulminating Shot, which is a special shotgun attack that we can perform. We just generally speaking want to be using a shotgun. So we're going to take that. Eventually, we're going to have a second shotgun. Because one of the talents a vigilant arbitrator can take is the ability to wield shotguns or two-handed shotguns with one hand. That's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, now that we have a shotgun, we're actually going to reset our order here. I want Abelard and Cassandra to be front and center, parallel to one another. Because while Cassandra isn't melee, shotguns are not particularly long-distance weapons in this game. That should give us
The Emperor favors me today.
Yeah, so blowing that door open gave us some XP, but that's just because that was the only option. So we leveled up. We're now all level 3. We get Revel and Slaughter, which is after we kill 3 enemies, we can activate Revel and Slaughter to give us plus 10 ballistic skill, plus 13% critical damage, plus 4% critical hit chance. This effect stacks with itself. So for every 3 enemies we kill, we can reactivate this to gain its benefits again on Cassandra. Abelard gets Endure, which gives him plus 2 damage deflection, which just gives him flat reduction. All damage he takes is reduced by 2. And he gets 10 temporary wounds. Temporary wounds scaling with his level. So that's just a good ability that's going to stay good. Idira gets Exposed Weakness, which removes exploits to reduce the target's dodge, parry, and armor stats by an amount equal to 15 plus exploits removed, currently times 1%. It's actually perception bonus divided by 3. So if we can get her perception bonus up to 6, it'll be times 2 instead. And then we can get it to 90, it'll be times 3, so on and so forth. Also a good ability. Honestly, I find that the amount of stats it removes does not actually make up for the loss of damage. I almost never use Exposed Weakness unless I'm absolutely positive it's going to reduce the target's armor to 0 and trigger the second half of the ability where it gives back half the exploits. And then, because she's a soldier as well, Argenta just gets Revel and Slaughter like we do. Her Revel and Slaughter is slightly better because her perception is slightly better than ours. Or her agility? Yeah, her agility is better than ours. We're tougher than her. Yeah, we're tougher than her, but she's more agile than we are. So it is what it is. Checks and balances, you know. Not everybody can be good at everything. Anyways. Continuing onwards. We're gonna go this way first. Gotta make sure we look around and loot every last possible thing. Hey, Fox. It's been pretty good. Did some grocery shopping, cooked dinner. We're having roast tonight. Deck officer's helmet. That's going on Abelard. Plus 5% armor. Not a super great helmet, but, you know, he's already got so much armor, so every extra percentage point on him is super helpful.
The Divine watches over us.
How about you? How's your day going?
Over there.
Multi-key. The roar of flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valancius.
Are you lost, my heir?
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
I'm glad to hear you had a good day. How did you get here?
I am a rogue trader. I am wherever my will demands me to be. Would you prefer to be elsewhere at this time? Indubitably. But are you ready? I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer, and that answer can be nothing other than acceptance.
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
This is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, Fox. It is a CRPG based off of the tabletop game of the same name from like 2005. Made by Owlcat Games, the same people who did the Pathfinder CRPGs.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel... What are we waiting for?
So this, you're actually just in time, Fox. This is our first decision, big decision to make in the game. This game has a morality system, an alignment system, like, similar to, like, BioWare games, like Mass Effect, where you had, Paragon and Renegade, but instead of being Paragon or Renegade, you'll have three options. Your options are dogmatic. You adhere to the laws and religion of the Empire. Heretical is to flaunt those laws and the religion, and to throw your lot in with cultists and demons and such. And then Iconoclast is kind of a middle ground almost, where instead of doing the dogmatic thing and following the law, or the heretical thing and flippantly disobeying it, you instead just kind of do the right thing. Like, you try to actually do good. Because a very common theme in Warhammer 40k is that being dogmatic or heretical, these are the same side. These are two sides of a coin, and it's a very bad coin. There's no right answer in the dogma or the heresies. The only correct choice, morally speaking, is to throw it all away and just do what you think is right. However, we're playing as a member of the Adeptus Arbites, which is essentially a space cop. So we're not here to be good. We're here to enforce the law. And the Emperor demands that we walk the righteous path. So we're taking the dogmatic option. Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness, but are powerless to stop you. You take a step forward, and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you, and Theodora's voice fades into the firestorm. You hear the voices of your companions calling you from behind, and the screams of the weak dying in the inescapable blaze. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes, caked in soot and burnt eyelashes, refuse to open. Free from the flames, you take 2 more steps before collapsing to your knees. The rush of blood in your temples and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind. But before suddenly retreating, as if driven away by some mighty will, a new strength spreads throughout your veins, and despite your wounds, your body is once more ready for trials and struggle. You open your eyes and see, aglow with warm light before you, the Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. That's this two-headed eagle here. Really, really subtle about what the Emperor, what the Empire is. In the next moment, you are struck with another realization. The repulsive presence, the one that has plagued your mind since Voitvir wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace.
Mistress, can you hear me? Oh, you're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
Praise the Emperor! We passed through the flames! How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said, that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
Behind Argenta, you see Idira doubled over in a fit of nausea. The rest of the people who are following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage a mere 2 steps away from you. The Emperor protects Seneschal.
Indeed he does. If I hadn't seen it myself, I never would have believed.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But she perceived its true nature.
Is that right, Adeptus Sanctimonious? What? We'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord's Captain standing there in the fire? Abala, you tell her.
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remained. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
Rise and stand tall. No element holds power over the righteous. Even if you were anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong, and your limbs obey you without fail. And yet, deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of a taut string. You are at your limit. Be it adrenaline or the strength of your faith, it will not carry you much farther.
Did my eyes deceive me? I could swear that I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire with the rest following in your wake.
Well, I mean, I loathe being late for an engagement.
Nothing good ever comes of such rashness. Yet it appears that the Emperor favors you. Be that as it may, your wounds are highly worrying.
Look closely at Ethelthrad. Ethelthrad does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at first glance. His face has taken on a strange hue. The skin at his temples appears scaled, and his voice now has an uncanny screeching quality. These are not traces of fatigue and stress. The Psyker's body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp. Oh, you're not in the best shape yourself, cousin.
Noticed the signs of my blessing, have you? Yes, the warp is taking its toll. But I'm still sane and able to hold my weapon. I'll fight for the von Valancius bloodline to the end. And if the price is the eternal curse of mutation, so be it.
I play a couple of the video games, and I've read a couple books, and I've played the tabletop game like twice. I'm kind of a dabbler. I pick and choose which bits I like. You, my friend, downhill potato Gillone or whatever, you're going away. Goodbye. Goodbye. I did run an actual Rogue Trader game, like the tabletop game, for a year and a half, I think, something like that. That was pretty fun, but that's kind of the most I've ever done. My faith will keep me upright with a weapon in my hand. That is all that matters.
Pray, forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the faith of she who has passed a trial by fire. I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and was able to hold a weapon. Yet I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw Lady Theodora on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways?
It was at this very elevator, Master Ethelthrad. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were Vox broadcasts.
This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I am still receiving fragmentary reports from the bridge. Kunrad Voigtvir was spotted there, and even what scant intelligence on his activities I have reminds me of descriptions of sorcerous rituals.
Oh,
if that traitor has resorted to witchcraft,
figure out the chat
we must
thing.
stop him at once.
Yeah, you know what? We're, nah, I mean, if you want to tell me how to do it, I mean, that, I wouldn't mind. Streamlabs chatbots. Oh, I don't know if I have. I don't. I've only got OBS. I don't have Streamlabs downloaded. If I pop the chat out like that. Streamlabs chatbots. I don't need it. Alright. So what is... I guess, I know where to go for Streamlabs. That's in the creators... Login with Twitch. Authorize. Whether it's go to the dashboard. Chatbox. I am at the chat box. In OBS, make a browser and paste the link. Browser, there we go. Copy, paste. I can't tell if that's working or not. Oh, yes I can. It's there. Nah, it's working. Do I have to have this open the whole time? Okay. Nah, that's fine. It can sit in the background. I just need to remember, I should. I'm gonna add this to my bookmarks. So that I know to open it up when I need to stream. Or when it's stream time. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. For any freshly arriving viewers, we're playing Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader today. A CRPG about being an incredibly wealthy space pirate, or space privateer. Currently, we're having the worst day of our life. We just found out we're heir to an incredibly lucrative dynasty, and then immediately after that, we were betrayed by one of our cousins, stabbed, kind of left for dead, and now we're trying to deal with a heretical mutiny. I shall go to Theodora's chambers to find
Reasonable
her.
approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be. Until next we meet, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you on the field of battle.
I mean, that might be also helpful, honestly. Because currently, I can see when people follow, but in my activity feed, but I can't see when anyone else does. Goodbye. Is that event list? It is. Here we go. Alright. So that'd be just another browser input. Browser 2. Copy. Okay. And how do I move this? Okay. Okay, there we go. That's, Alright, so that's the event list widget open. That's the chat box widget open. Yeah, so if anything happens, we'll be able to see it now. Oh, we are wounded. Abelard, I would really prefer to not be wounded.
I'm at your service.
With you at my side, victory is within our grasp.
Can you say something in chat again for me? Ah, okay, I see. I see the problem. Hold on. We need to raise this above. I couldn't. Thank you. I couldn't see your the notification because it was lined up with the in-game text box,
We are bound by the blood
which was
of martyrs.
obscuring the words. All right. We got. What do we get from there? I mean, Lasgun can go straight to cargo.
This is out of the ordinary.
Alright, make sure we look through all the different openable doors and such before we leave. Because we don't want to miss out on any loot.
Know your duty.
Profane blades, monomolecular bayonets, diamantine armor plating, data conduit cables, and carbon fiber plates. Excellent.
Do you see that?
Why see what? Adira spots a secret door. Does she? Did she? I don't think she spotted a secret door.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Oh, I don't see a secret door. That was interesting. She must have spotted the door that Abelard already opened for us. Which is funny, I've never seen that happen before. We've got big old bathroom, the ablution chamber, big old bedroom. So, I've played the opening of this game before. There's actually a room behind this wall. If we had taken the heretical option, we would have passed out and woke up in that room, and in that room is a,
We shall reclaim what is rightfully
a
ours.
a unique weapon that you can only use if you are heretical. Maybe in, maybe in a million years when we do a second playthrough, we'll do a heretical one and we'll get to see that. Theodora von Valancius' body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Set of lungs on that psyker.
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
I doubt it. Voidsphere wished humiliation and suffering upon Theodora, not a swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto-pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Inspect the shards. It is difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. Indira, what do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Tainted witchcraft.
Inspect the papers. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC and a seal with the symbol that is vaguely familiar to you and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valancius, signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition. the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity. Idira, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
All right, well, let's examine the Arch-Militant's body. An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the Arch-Militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. We had best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything!
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Anyways, definitely gonna pick over their body for stuff. 100%. Helmet of the Devoted Protector. This requires that we be at least first rank dogmatic, which we are. Grants us immunity to critical hits. What? I don't know what that was. Grants us immunity to critical hits for the first 3 turns of combat, which is neat. However, I don't want our helmet visible. I want our long, flowing locks visible. Let's see, what else is there to loot? There's this big old vault, which is going to give us the Rogue Trader's Cloak. The Rogue Trader's Cloak gives bonus fellowship for each enemy that's nearby to us, which isn't super useful for our character, but there is a character down the line where that is helpful, so we're going to hang on to that. And then Theodora's Rosary gives a bonus to Commerce and Lore Imperium. Commerce and Lore Imperium are not particularly good skills for us. Again, there's a character down the road that's much better suited for that, so we will hang on to it. For now, we're simply going to move on.
Let us walk this path to the end.
And walk straight into an ambush. So, Abelard is going to take position here. We're going to take position here. Idira here. And Argenta there. So, once again, now that we have a shotgun, we're going to be taking a much more aggressive kind of stance in battle, which is fine. So Abelard, you're going to let's see. Where do I want Abelard to go? I think just here, and then do a
I've seen
sweeping
worse
attack.
battles than this in my time.
And then
Victory is imminent.
endure and it's possible. It's actually very likely that it is. Hello, hello, hello. 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 The program that I use for it doesn't... It's a little finicky, and it doesn't always pick up my voice properly. Sorry, I've got... I wish there was something I could do about it, but unfortunately that is something that is out of my realm of control. Alright, so what we're gonna do is... it's Veto Tube Mini. I mean, I can set it so that it turns off faster. Is that any better? Is that any... Oh. I guess I kind of see it a little bit. It only has the 2 frames of animation. Or 3 frames of animation? I definitely see it lagging a little bit when I'm in game versus when I'm looking at it directly in the program. That might just, you know what, that might just be that having the extra windows open for the chat and the notifications box might just be taking up a little bit too much bandwidth on the old CPU. Yeah, also the game. So, let's see. Fulminating Shot. Reduces the dodge, parry, and block of targets in its area of effect by 24%. So yeah, we will, we're gonna fulminating shot these guys.
Your corrupt way has failed you.
And then we're going to run and gun, and we're just gonna regular shoot them a second time.
Service. Let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
And that is gonna give us enough kills
and so
to hit Revel and Slaughter. And that's our turn. So here's what we're gonna do. We are just gonna shoot that guy. We're going to run and gun. We are going to full auto here.
This is why I was chosen.
And then we're going to Furious Recital, just for fun. Doesn't actually do anything for us. End our turn. Idira, you're going to analyze this guy to put some extra exploits on him. And then 10 to 24. Shooting him would be 2 to 3. Yeah. So what's your armor? Your armor is 80%, so we're not likely to strip much armor off of him. Yeah, just scream at him. And then he's gonna walk over here. Probably gonna try and shoot us. We're gonna dodge his melta cannon. Abelard, run him down like a dog. Hit him again.
Target well struck.
Go ahead and pop in Jeer. You know, it's just a casually dodging, an invisible heat blast. It's fine. Shotgun blast. Heretics, mostly. Lots and lots of heretics.
Rejoice in service.
And we found a shotgun finally. Drink water? Drinking water. In the name of the 26%.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
And that is that. That's pick up all their nonsense. I love this item. This item makes you tougher if you're stupid. We're gonna give it to Abelard. Are we gonna give it to Abelard? We could give it to ourselves. Could give it to ourselves. I think we're gonna give it. I mean, okay, actually, +5 toughness is not a useful amount of toughness because it is only when you go up by 10 points that you gain bonus HP. So we are actually going to give this to Abelard. because I intend to give him another +5 in this level up. So, we get our Firearm Mastery, which is our ultimate ability. We can spend momentum to gain extra attacks and that do not end our turn when we shoot. And then also we are going to get a Talent. We are going to get I know what ability I want to get, but I can't remember what it's called. Point Blank. All the soldiers' area attacks gain armor penetration and ignore 2 deflection in the first 3 cell radius around us. That is what I want to get. Abelard gets Daring Breach. It restores all of his action points and movement points, gives him extra movement points, makes it so that his attacks no longer use up his movement points, and removes the limit on melee attacks for that turn. He's also going to take Clenched Teeth. Clenched Teeth is going to make him take 5 less damage from the first attack made by every enemy in every fight. Dismantling attack allows Idira to permanently reduce the armor block dodge, and parry chance of enemies once per combat. And then do we want to focus Adira into a sniper build or into a psyker build? Because we can't really do both. Okay, well, as a psyker, we can make her very good at buffing us or debilitating the enemy. And as a sniper, she'll be really good at single target damage, especially against what is needed? Well, we are going to get a second operative who can't be a psyker. Actually. So, I guess from a what is needed sort of purview, we need her to be a psyker because the next operative we get can be... Okay. In that case, then, what is our best... I think we're gonna get a stabilizing factor first, because if she's going to be focusing on psyker stuff, we want to make sure that we can use her powers without making her explode all the time. And then Argenta also gets firearm mastery. She's gonna get something different though. So because her plan is to focus on like what is it? Rapid fire weapons. We're actually going to take fired up first. So whenever she deals damage, she gets +1% critical damage for the rest of the fight. That doesn't seem like a lot, but she can hit people up to 8 times a turn presently. So it's more damage. It's more the damage than you would think.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
You are here. But where is the Lord Captain?
Theodora von Valancius is dead. I found her and the Arch-Militant in her study.
God Emperor preserve us. The rogue traitor is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain, and the house its head. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
Ethelthrad, I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning to your fate will you truly suffer defeat.
Words worthy of a righteous soul.
Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
You can see Kunrad Voitvir clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them.
We are out of time!
Draw your weapon. Voitvir, you duplicitous cur, the rogue trader's death will be avenged.
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't...
The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the Void Ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell.
Ethelthrad, don't! Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
The whispers are getting louder.
Your Emperor won't save you.
Alright. So, I would like to be over here. I would like Adira to be over here. I would like Argenta to be over here. And I would like Abelard to be right there. Now, this battle is... Yeah, no, he's not pretty. This battle is actually a puzzle. The Chaos Spawn here has a unique ability called Devourer. It can target a friendly unit at unlimited range to kill it and restore 30% of its wounds. And it does that not as an action, but as like just a thing that happens. So what you actually have to do is take out all of its allies first, and then you can kill the Chaos Spawn. So, we're gonna shoot that guy.
I will not be...
Shotgun blast to the face. We're gonna run and gun to here.
I cannot comply.
Shoot that guy in the face. Barrel stuff a guy. End our turn. Adira is going to first off analyze the Chaos Spawn to start stacking up bits. We're gonna add dodge to Abelard, and then we're going to step forward slightly and lightning bolt those guys in the back.
Farewell.
Zippity zap. And then actually, what we can do now is we could swap to her gun here, and we could perform a so every character has right here is their movement points, which represents how far they can move. And then this bar is their action points, which represents how many things they can do. And certain things are further limited. Like, technically speaking, you can only take a single attack action per turn. There are some exceptions to that. The soldier's run and gun lets them take a second shoot action. Adira can perform her heroic act because you can always perform your heroic act as long as you have the momentum to do so. I actually don't think we're going to, though. I think we're gonna save that, actually, for Abelard here. So what Abelard is going to do is he is going to charge the creature. He is going to brace for impact. He is going to endure.
It will be done.
And then he's going to take a second attack because the attack he gets from charge does not count towards his normal limit of attack, so he gets to make a second attack just for fun. And then Argenta is going to go to here and shoot that guy.
That is for the weak.
She's going to run and gun and shoot that guy again.
Each strike is a prayer.
And then we're actually not going to use her Furious Recital this turn, because it would be a waste of momentum, because we are currently at our momentum cap. So, yeah, we are going to end our turn. The Chaos Spawn does its Rending Scream, which I think... Did that literally only hit one person?
My armor is contempt.
Step to here. Shoot
May
that
the
guy.
divine will be done.
Alright, that guy's dead. So we actually got a free attack. Our Never Stop Shooting triggered, and we got a free attack. We're from a fortress world, so every time we kill someone, we gain 10 stacks of Never Stop Shooting, and at the start of each turn, we have a percentage chance to get a free attack because of that.
Actions will speak louder than words.
So we're going to run and gun back to here, shoot this guy.
Rejoice in service.
And then we're going to Firearm Mastery to shoot him again. And again.
And so shall it be done.
And again. And that's as many shots as we get to take there. Idira is going to apply Forewarning to Argenta to buff her dodge. Going to Analyze to stack up some more analysis on this dude. And then just hit him with a Psychic Scream. Abelard is going to Endure. And then is gonna eat an attack of opportunity to walk away. That was unlucky. It knocked him over. He fell down. He wasn't supposed to fall down, but he did. I'd like to go over here. Please don't hit me.
My
Miss.
face shields me.
Didn't miss. But we didn't fall over, so that's fine. We're just gonna burst fire. And then battle him for some extra momentum. This thing's gonna take its turn.
Why did I not foresee this?
It misses both its attacks, which is good for me. We are going to Fulminating Shot, and then I should have moved closer first. Regular shot. End my turn. Step out of the disgusting goo.
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
Apply dodge to Idira herself. Do a quick little analyze. And at this point, she is going to use her heroic act, Dismantling Attack, which is going to drop this guy's defenses by 30% permanently.
The whispers must be appeased.
So now he has only 15% armor and only 3% dodge. At the start of the fight, he had 80% armor. So we have stripped like almost all of his defenses away. Abelard. Let's try this again, bud. So the idea here is that Abelard walks away. So Abelard walks away and then charges straight back into the fight so that he gets 2 attacks instead of a single attack. And because we used Endure first, that attack of opportunity he took was mostly negated by his temporary HP instead of his normal HP. And then it's Argenta's turn, and Argenta...
This is unacceptable.
Is just gonna shoot.
I'll do it.
And there we go. Puzzle solved.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Clear her injury away so that it doesn't become a lingering injury. We will pick up all of these various bits and bobs. So the Mantle of Heroism is an iconoclast item only. Our only iconoclast character is Abelard, so he's going to get it. That's just going to give him bonus dodge for each heroic act used in the fight, which is good. We've also got the Gloves of Endurance, which we're going to give him as well. What that does is every time he takes an injury, everyone else gets +1 to damage. The idea being that Abelard is the most likely to take an injury and not just immediately die, because everyone else is kind of squishy. We're gonna get our ballistic skill up. And then we're going to get... We already took Point Blank. So let's take Tenderize. So Tenderize gives us +3 damage if we hit an enemy a second time on the same turn. Let's take Thick Skin on Abelard. That's going to give him flat +1 damage reduction and raise his parry chance by a percentage of his armor, which is really good. And then we're going to get +5 toughness. So now he has 60 toughness, which is going to give him a bunch of extra wounds down the line. Idira is going to... We're going for Psyker stuff on Adira. So Adira is going to take willpower. Because that is... Willpower is the Psyker stat, essentially. And she gets another talent. What did we take before? We took Stabilizing Factor. Let's take Second Sight. That's going to give her more range on all her psychic abilities. Argenta is going to get... I'm actually also going to give Argenta a willpower boost, because it's going to make her battle him slightly better. And then she has fired up, so let's give her Unpredictable for bonus critical hit chance. This is 3 plus her agility bonus, so as we raise her agility, this is just going to keep getting better. As it is, 8% crit chance is already pretty good.
Let the faith guide my path to glory!
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Old man, he was never going to make it. He was mutating right in front of us. You just ended his suffering sooner.
Rivor, Master Helmsman, Systems Status Report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal. Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
We need to reestablish contact with the... A bit? Not in, like, any meaningful way. I was more of a Warcraft geek in my youth. We need to reestablish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. Ironically enough, actually, I have been thinking about playing StarCraft in order to play Warcraft. Because there's a mod, by a user named Synergy that remakes Warcraft 3 and all its expansions in the StarCraft 2 engine.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
What must I do?
Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Oh, blast it all to the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, mistress. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. And please, hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk.
I am ready, then. Begin the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery.
I have already resisted the temptation of the warp once. Whatever you are, you will not cloud my mind with a new illusion.
Resisting the inevitable means only that realization and submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
This is a very presumptuous
Seneschal,
demon.
The Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you, with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow, that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision,
we keep our silence.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live. The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Remained. For the second Rogue Trader Dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again, and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship. You had us worried for a few hours there, Abelard offers a thin smile. But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray on deck, the only thing that surprises me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was over. Such fortitude is most admirable in a Lord Captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. What is on the agenda for this meeting, Abelard? Reports on the conditions of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voitvir, Abelard? No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him, and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors. But frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now 1 shuttle short. I am afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. How did we come to lose so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They know exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising, given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. Begin the briefing, summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. Not very magnificent. Someone clean that these blasts up. Get a some carpet shampooer out. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers! You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Cassandra von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your ladyship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suri Ota of the Ptoleman line, our new Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve, your ladyship. The Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communication between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the courses set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large, dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain. Well, this here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our high factotum, Janris Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your ladyship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly, the Drive Master, a servant of the Omnissiah. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute, resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. We will begin with the Master Helmsman. Deliver your report, Ravor. Oh, right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our engineer prime and navigator, who fell in battle, we've no way out of this system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkhead. Your ladyship, if you will allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. Well, if I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we'd go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Promethium and supplies last. And if any thick-as-grok shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't worry on that score. Speaking of taking out lowlives, Master of Ordnance, report. No. My job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We've got no able crew. No Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? Comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply. It is as if a dam has burst inside and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship is in ruins. Every second officer's dead, and now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence. The bridge's magnificent panes seem to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. Enforcers, seize this mutineer. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all, your ladyship. I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say, besides find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. I mean, he talked back, and that's like bad. You don't do that. Yeah, execute him. Someone shoot that guy. Consider it done. Take him away. The brittle laughter of the Master of Ordnance reverberates around the bridge as he is led to his fate. Infernus Master, report. I like this guy. They gave him a portrait. I don't know why they gave him a portrait, but they did. Usually a portrait means he's like an important character. You'll notice that the Ordnance Master we just had dragged off and shot, he had no portrait. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty, Abelard remarks in a low voice, pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. Drive Master, speak. Zira Talar, a voice distorted by a Vox retranslator, emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. That's a big part of how technology works in the 41st millennia. For anybody who doesn't know, any sufficiently advanced technology is kind of alive. There are literal ghosts in the machine, and also a lot of, there's a lot of, like, mysticism surrounding how things like computers and engines and guns, especially big guns, work. Because a lot of those things are also things that the vast majority of humanity just straight up doesn't know how they work anymore. The tech priests know the most, but even they're kind of operating in the dark a lot of the time, because of the priest half of the tech priest thing. They're entrenched in weird dogmatic spirituality that denies them the ability, or denies them the not the ability to, but like the freedom to tinker and advance and actually learn about how technology works. Instead, they just kind of blindly make assumptions. And sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're not, and sometimes things do weird stuff when they're around. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see. Thank you. High Factotum, what have you to report? Oh, we are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There's only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykad Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader Dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planet. Okay, well, to summarize, we have sustained serious losses, we require a new Engineer Prime, and a navigator. Is that all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I cede to the Voxmaster on this point. Mistress Ptolemy. We are in the Rykad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Rykad Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. Well, the situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobility Station and find out what in the void is going on. All right, dismissed. Thank you for your reports. Your ladyship, there is one other thing, of a confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. Oh, I did find some documents about that. Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrich Sven Kalox. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Rykad Minoris, may know something. That is all of it, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon, you must take up the reins of the von Valancius Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he's about to offer some words of encouragement. Idira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Idira. The Psyker is suffering some ailment, or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time. Idira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Okay, Abelard, please, assist Adira in being normal. Class, cease your buffoonery immediately and report the reason for your intrusion. Damn it! Adira presses her fingers to her temple in desperation. Your ladyship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn? And it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us nothing else, Mistress Class? No. Not yet, anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile. If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. Alright, folks. We are going to call it there for the night. It's a little earlier than I would usually stop, but I haven't had dinner yet. So, you've all been a wonderful audience. Thank you all for being here. As always, remember to follow. If you've got a few bucks left over, you could sub if you want. And I hope you all have a wonderful night and stay hydrated.